Hey guys, before we start tonight's live stream, I just want to give a massive shout out to TBC Live, guys. TBC Live are a fantastic sponsor of the channel. They have a fantastic app where you can interact with all your favorite content creators, where you can predict the outcome of NRL matches as you're watching them live, whether it be a 40-20, whether it be a 4 scoreline dropout, whatever it may be, you can predict it on the app. Download TBC Live today. Anyway, let's get into semi-final review. Well, as a Cowboys supporter, last night hurt. Last night really, really hurt. The vlog will be out tomorrow. I just need to go through a few things and make sure that it's all good. So the vlog, for those that are asking, will be out either tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. Probably more likely to be out at midday. So I'll put a post out on Instagram and let you guys know. But the vlog should be out tomorrow at some stage. But look, man, you guys know I was at the game last night. Sharks versus Cowboys. 20,000 people in attendance. Now, I'm not here to take a shot at Sharks fans, but we actually traveled and showed up. Sharks fans didn't. They had some bullshit excuse about the trains being down from Cronulla. Load of crap. They had all day and all week to prepare. I'm not going to. They can't use that as an excuse. But look, before we get into it, what I will say, and I'm gonna be very honest when I say this. Congratulations to the Sharks. Congratulations to them. Congratulations to their fans. They were the better team last night. They deserved to win. They are now into a preliminary final against Penrith. Good luck to them. And I want to wish them all the best. Honestly, I am taking it on the chin and I am moving on. Fair play to them. They won the game in the first half with their dominance. We tried to fight back, but the damage was done. Well done to them. And fair play to them. Honestly, fair play to them. And yes, we're going to review both games from last night and tonight, but I want to say hello to the chat. Who we got watching? We got Jason Reader. Hello, Jason. Hope you're well, Jason. You'll be very happy after the Roosters winning. Luke, Melbourne Storm fan. Hello to Callan. Hope you're well, Callan. Yeah, chin up from last night, man. Got to try and keep that chin up. That was painful to watch. Charlie, Josh. Hello to River as well. Hope you're well. Hosea, Rishi, Jean, Will Pearson, Callan, and River. I know you're the Cowboys fans, but we just got to keep our heads up, man, and just look forward. We got a lot to look forward to going forward, but it's going to take a couple of days, maybe even a couple of weeks, just to get over last night. And as you guys can probably tell, my voice ain't the greatest. I lost my voice last night. I was screaming on the top of my lungs at the game. I was going berserk. You guys would have heard the Cowboys chant on TV. We were going for it last night, man. We were going for it. G'day to Jimbo's Roosters as well. Hope you're well, mate. Congratulations. They're into a prelim final. Now, if you guys don't know, next week's preliminary finals, we've got Melbourne Storm versus Sydney Roosters Friday night at Amy Park. That's a first versus third preliminary final. And then on Saturday night, we've got Penrith Panthers versus Cronulla Sharks, Accor Stadium. Panthers finished second against the Sharks, who finished in fourth. So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. Everyone thinks it's going to be Panthers Melbourne, but you never know. There might be an upset. You never know. We thought there was going to be upsets this weekend, but they didn't happen. Now, if you guys are new to the channel as well, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate that. I would really, really appreciate that. So, anyway, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. We'll start with last night. We'll get it out of the way. Get it out of the way. Last night, Sharks 26, Cowboys 18. Yeah, painful. Very painful. We started the game off really, really poor. Disappointing, man. First 15 minutes was just, first 10 minutes was a bit of a war. Back and forth sort of battle. Both sides really going for it early on. But errors from the Cowboys in the wrong times of the game, wrong parts of the game. We made some really poor errors, and it ended up biting us on the ass, man. Like, the Braden Trindle try to start with, like, that was just, controversial decision. Was it a penalty try? Was it not a penalty try? Todd Payton summed it up brilliantly in the press conference. He said he'd rather the penalty try be given than it be 13 on 12 for 10 minutes. And he's 100% correct. Because if that is a penalty, like if that is not given a penalty try and Tom Dearden ends up in the sin bin, then it's 13 on 12 for 10 minutes. And yes, I know the Sharks went to 12-0 in the space of 3 minutes, but you're looking at the barrel of being down 18, 20-0. Because when it's 13 on 12 for 10 minutes, you will concede points. It happens 90% of the time. Now, do I think the Braden Trindle penalty try was the right call? No, I don't. Did it have an impact on the game? Did it cost the Cowboys the game? No, it didn't. No, it didn't. It was in my opinion, it was the wrong decision. I don't think a penalty try should have been given there. I think Drinkwater was coming across. He was not that far away from the football as well. You can maybe make an argument for Trindle that he might have got there first, but there's no guarantee he would have grounded the ball. He could have dropped it. We don't know. But it is what it is. It had no impact on the game. It is what it is. You got to move on from those controversial 50-50 decisions, man. Try or no try, doesn't really matter. Anyway, Sharks go out to 6-0, man. They looked hot early. And then, 2-3 minutes later, they put up a bomb. Then there's a tap back, and then there's an offload somewhere in there, and Cam McInnes ends up scoring. And again, another try that it was off a kick. It was a bit lucky, but that's finals. You take what you will get. If you get lucky for a try in a finals game where it comes off a kick or whatever, you will take it. So Sharks 12-0 after 15 minutes, and I was starting to get a little bit concerned. I was like, right, okay, 12-0, that's okay. We're just going to get our shit together. And then they score for another kick. Braden Trindle ends up in the corner, and I'm going far out. It's 18-0. This is effed. Shit's not looking good here. 18-0 Cronulla, I'm going, this is not good. We are in a bit of trouble here. And then the absolute stinger, man. They go to the left-hand side, and it was just way too easy. I think it might have been Vilea and Feld. I think they sort of just got a little bit of miscommunication. Just the whole set play on that edge didn't work quick enough, I suppose. Jake Clifford and Nandai all a little bit out of position there, and Mulatalo went over just so easily in the corner. Sharks 24-0, and I'm going, fuck. 24-0. How on earth do you recover from 24-0 in a sudden death semi-final? And mind you, we are the away team. It just makes shit so much harder than what it should have been, man. That was so frustrating. So anyway, the second half begins, and for the Cowboys, it's all about starting again, Don't even think about the scoreboard. Just start again and go as hard and fast as possible. And the Cowboys did that. Valentine Holmes in the opening 2 minutes of the second half scores a beautiful try off a nice Tom Dearden pass. Holmes scores. 24-6. We need 3 converted tries. There's still 35 minutes to go. There is plenty of time to get this done. And then, 12 minutes later, 13 minutes later, we put up a bomb. Finally, the Sharks make an error, and then I think Ruben Cotter ends up going through off a nice offload. Cotter scores. All of a sudden, 24-12 Sharks, 24 minutes remaining. There is a shitload of time to get this game to 24 all. There is heaps of time. And then there was one play, man, that just this really hurt. There was a line break from, I believe it was Reece Robson, and he needed support. I think he was trying to get the ball to Tom Dearden, and he was looking for Scott Drinkwater, but he couldn't get the ball to either of them. And then Robson knocks on, and then about 2 or 3 minutes later, we have to do a goal line dropout. Drinkwater kicks it out on the full. Sharks take the 2 points, 26-12. There's still 14 minutes to go, but the mental game, this is what it does to teams. You're down by 12, or you're down by 10 or 12 points. You're giving yourselves hope, and you know you're a slight chance. But that penalty goal to get you to that 14-point lead, what it does mentally to the team behind on the scoreboard is really significant. It really is. It plays a part in you, like, shit, now we need to score 2 tries and then a 2-point field goal or 3 tries, depending on the situation. And it's a mental game, man. It really is. So it gets back to 26-12. And then in the 11th minute, Val Holmes scores again. Val Holmes, who I thought was outstanding last one, he scores. All of a sudden, Sharks 26-18. It's an 8-point game. There's 10 to go. There is still hope and belief in the team. And then Robson makes another line break. And I'm like, this is the chance. And then it just doesn't go to plan. There's no one with him, man. No one with him at all. And then Jake Clifford was penalised or something. Captain's challenge. Obstruction, apparently. I thought it was just absolute BS. But it didn't matter. Game was over. We also had a no try to Kyle Felt when it was 24-12, I think, or 24-6. They said it was a forward pass. Hang on, I'll tell you what time of the game that was, because you will see in the vlog when it comes out, I absolutely lost it. I absolutely lost it. Where is it? So, yeah, it was 24-6. There was a cutout ball. There was a cutout ball to Kyle Felt, and I thought he was going to score in the corner. I call it a forward pass. I absolutely lost my shit, man. Like, I went off my rocket. I thought it was rubbish. Anyway, Cowboys have to reshuffle the team. Val Holmes went off injured. So we had friggin' Sam McIntyre playing at right center. We had Jeremiah Nanai playing at left center. It was absolute chaos. And then the Sharks ended up holding on and winning 26 points to 18. Painful to watch. Painful to watch. It was a mile forward. Callan, I'm going to take your word on it. I haven't watched the replay back on the Drinkwater cutout ball to Felt. Watching it live, I thought it was a bullshit call. I thought it was all good, but I don't know, man. You obviously watched it from the TV, so hard for me to really comment when I'm watching it live. But if it was forward, it was forward. But Sharks win the game, 26-18. Congratulations to them, and all the best, I suppose, for next week. Now, shout out to everyone that messaged me privately and tagged me in their story. I am aware I was seen on TV on Fox Sports and Channel 9 at one point as well. So appreciate all the love, really do. But look, it's what it is. Sharks were the better team. They deserved the win. Congratulations to them. No robbery, no sookie, no nothing coming from me tonight, man. I'm just gonna take the loss and see how we go next year, man. We're gonna be a different team next year, man. We're losing a bit of experience, but it's good. It's also a good thing because our young kids will get an opportunity to see what they're about if they're ready for the NRL. It's going to be very interesting to see how that all goes. Now, I want to talk about a couple of standout players from last night, man. The ones who I thought were good. So for the Sharks, obviously, Braden Trindle. Braden Trindle was probably the best player on the field, probably the player of the game. That Ero was good. Kennedy was good. Mulatalo had a really good game. For the Sharks bench, I did the preview with Callan on Thursday afternoon, and I said my biggest worry is the Sharks bench, and Callan's biggest worry was Braden Trindle, and we were both right. They were very good. Trindle was outstanding, and the Sharks bench was very good. Like, you look at the Sharks forwards in this game, man. Rudolph was outstanding. Nakora was good. McInnes was a workhorse, as he always is. Hazelton was an absolute handful. Talakai coming off the bench, ripping in. You had Jesse Raymond playing with an injury, but he looked all right out there. Jack Williams had some good moments. Sharks were the better team. Well done to him. For the Cowboys, though, there's a lot of players that didn't have the best game, but I'll talk about the ones who I thought were really good. I thought Valentine Holmes was outstanding. I thought Murray Talangi had a good game on the wing. I thought Ruben Cotter was easily one of our best. Again, he just rips in, works his absolute ass off. I thought Sam McIntyre, who I've been rapping pretty much the second half of the season, Sam McIntyre was absolutely outstanding. McIntyre had a great game. He was awesome. I thought Griffin Neame tried really hard. Kulakafu Finifuayaki, I'm glad he come on the field, but I think he come on the field too late. I think he came on the field way too late. He should have been on the field a lot earlier than what he was, man. He only played half an hour. He should have came on late in that first half. But our three best players were Cotter, Holmes, and my number one was Sam McIntyre. Sam McIntyre was awesome. I love Sam McIntyre. What a player, man. What a player he is. But the overall player of the game, I think you have to give it to Braden Trindle. He was in control of everything, and he just played his ass off. Trindle was the best player on the park. I want to give an honorable mention to Blake Brayley, the Sharks hooker. He was really good as well. So, well done to the Sharks. Congratulations. Cowboys fans, thank you for a good season, man. It's tough to lose like that, but hey, unlike the Sharks fans, at least we traveled and we showed up and we supported our team. The crowd last night should have been more than what it was, but Sharks fans don't travel. So, anyway, we'll move on. Roosters 40, Manly 16. This game was disappointing. This game was really disappointing. And if you're a Manly fan out there, you've got every right to be upset because you played a Roosters team that didn't have no Sam Walker, no Brendan Smith. Now, I know you can just say, oh, but the Roosters are still stacked. Yes, but the Roosters are without their starting halfback, who is a future Origin player, and you've got the New Zealand hooker that is also not playing. So, if you're a Manly fan, you'd be pretty upset. Time out for a minute. Just need to go to the live chat. Super chat donation. I'm going to miss watching the Cows. I hate having to wait for next year. Ruben Cotter was great. Straws, thank you very much for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate that, man. And I'm going to miss them as well. But, You know what they say, man. We recover, we review, we improve, and we'll be back better than ever next year. And we'll be ready to go. But thank you for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate that, man. Right. Now, look, Roosters 40-16 over Manly. Look, this game was very okay. The first half of this game was so similar to the Sharks Cowboys game. It was quite crazy. It was 20-0. Roosters were rolling them, man. They were rolling them. Now, in this game, Roosters, they were on, man. Like, Victor Radley was the first try scorer. Tedesco had a double in his 250th game. Sendon Smith, who was criticised by everyone last week, he scored a try. Daniel Tupou got one on the left wing. And Dominic Young got one on the right wing. And for Manly, Ola Kawadu got one, Talau got one, and Ben Trebojevic got one as well at the end. Just quick donation here from Luke Melbourne Storm fan. $3 super chat, but there's no blank message. Okay, I'm just going to make it clear. Guys, if you want to donate to the channel, I really appreciate it. Super chat is available. Super chat is good. But honestly, guys, PayID and PayPal, if you have either of them, they are the best way to donate because I get the money instantly. If you don't know my PayID, I'm pretty sure it's in the description box down below. So you can put it in there. It's through email. You can PayID through that. Or you can do the PayPal. Super chat's good, but I don't get the money for like 2 months if you super chat it. But I appreciate the donations regardless, man. I really do. Now, yeah, look, Roosters, they were just so clinical tonight, man. They look like a different team compared to last week. Now, I will say this, and look, I'm not here to take cracks at other teams, but teams like the Bulldogs and the Knights, who were beaten last week by the Cowboys and Manly, I can't believe the amount of saltiness that Bulldogs and Knights fans are showing. Like, all these Knights fans on social media are going off saying, oh, Cowboys lost, sucked in, blah, 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 because I can't get over the fact that they were beaten last week. And then you've got Bulldogs fans going on social media saying, oh, it would have been a better game if it was Bulldogs and Manly, if it was Bulldogs and Roosters, blah, blah, blah. Just take your licks. You were eliminated last week. You had your chances to win. Newcastle had a chance to beat us, and they didn't do it. And the Bulldogs led by 10 against Manly, and they got run down. Take your licks, move on, and just watch the footy. Don't be saying, oh, but my team would have had a better crack than this team. No. If you couldn't beat the team that was in front of you in the first place, then you don't deserve to be playing the team that you reckon you could have beat or could have given a game. Stop whinging. You kicked out. Your season's over. Get over it. Blah, blah, blah. You can be upset. Sure, but come on. Fuck. So many salty people online, man. Unbelievable. Now, I've got to give a massive shout out to Victor Radley. Victor Radley was absolutely phenomenal tonight. He was playing with a fractured scapula. A friggin' fractured scapula. What a tough SOB, man. Now, the start of this game was crazy. You had Kohler get knocked out by Jared Hargraves in the first 10 seconds, 8 seconds, whatever it was. And then you had Jake Trebojevic have to go for a HIA. There was 2 HIAs against Manly in the first 20 seconds. And I couldn't believe it. I was absolutely shocked. I thought I was watching an Origin game with the amount of chaos we saw in the opening 20 seconds. It was insane. Now, Manly, the biggest worry for Manly that was going into this game was, can their middle forwards stand up against the Roosters? Because we know the Roosters forwards are very experienced. Hargreaves, Collins, Lenu, Radley, all these guys that have been there and done it in all the big games before, up against, your Pasekas, your Lodge, your Jake Trebojeviches. I know Jake's been involved in a lot of big games, but Paseka and Lodge haven't really played in too many really big semi-final games like this before. And I just think that the Roosters' experienced forwards, they just really laid a platform and they really taught those guys a lesson in finals footy. And look, man, Manly, look, is what it is for Manly. They'll be disappointed because of who the Roosters had out, especially with Walker and Cheese. I know Roosters are still stacked. They've still got a great side, but two players out of your entire spine not there to still win like that, 40-16 is really impressive. Really impressive. Now, I'm not going to give away predictions because it's hard to see it not being a Melbourne Penrith Grand Final because it should be a Melbourne Penrith Grand Final with how the season's gone. But all I will say is if the Sydney Roosters attack the way they did tonight, if they play in Melbourne with that sort of attack and they get points, I'm not saying they'll beat Melbourne, but they will give Melbourne a game of footy, man. That game could even go to Golden Point next week. The Roosters attack like they did tonight, they will be right in the game against the Storm. They will. No doubt in my mind. And the Roosters have got the forwards. The Roosters have got the forwards to give the Storm a really good game, man. I'm telling you. Out of both preliminary final games next week, Storm versus Roosters and Panthers versus Sharks, I genuinely believe Melbourne and Roosters is going to be the better game. I believe it's going to be the closer game, and it's going to be the more fiery game because Melbourne and Roosters, it's a modern-day rivalry. It's going to be a big game. I reckon Amy Park will sell out because the AFL don't play their grand final until Saturday afternoon. So there's no reason for Melbourne fans to not show up. And the Roosters fans, they've been travelling quite well this year. They've been travelling quite well. So it'll probably be a sellout next week. Now, as for Penrith and Cronulla, don't know what kind of crowd that'll get. I reckon, well, one team's out in the West and the other team's out in the Shire. And they're both playing at a stadium which is about 45 minutes from their original home ground. I reckon Penrith versus Cronulla next week will get hopefully 25,000, 30,000. So we'll see what happens. But look, I thought the Roosters forwards were just powerful, man. Straight through the ruck, dominating. They were just winning the ruck every time. Quick play the balls from Hargreaves, Radley, Lenu. Then you had Angus Crichton and Tupanui on an edge, just ripping and tearing. Angus Crichton was a handful all game, man. Crichton versus Olakawaldi was such a good battle tonight. And you had Tupanui running some good lines on that right edge. Just the Roosters bench, man. And also, shout out to Nafua White. Nafua White, man. I know he probably didn't look that good on stats tonight, but gee, he's a good player. He's had a good season, man. He's had a good season. And also, big shout out to Terrell May, man. Terrell May, holy, 141 meters off the bench tonight, and he played 45 minutes. Terrell May has been such a good signing for the Roosters. Very underrated. Very underrated. Now, I'll get to the shout out in a minute, River, so just stand by. Stand by. Now, some of the Roosters players that were good, man, like Tedesco. Tedesco was dead set at 10 out of 10 tonight. Tedesco couldn't have played any better. 2 tries, 226 meters. Teddy was insane. Couldn't be stopped. Couldn't be stopped. Yeah, Joseph Suoli'i and Joseph Manu, who were absolutely on a roll, man. Keary had some good moments. His kicking game was a lot better this week. Sandon Smith really stood up. Good to see Sandon Smith play well, man. He had a good game. Hargraves was terrific. Collins, Connor Watson, underrated through the middle, man. Then you had Lenu. Look at the bench, man. Like Terrell May just working hard. Lenu working hard. Roosters they were on, man. And for Manly, look, Tommy Turbo played with a busted shoulder. He tried his guts out, man. I thought Turbo had a good game. He tried really hard, man. I thought Garrick was disappointing. I've been saying all year Garrick isn't a centre. And he didn't have a great game tonight. I thought Garrick was really poor, man. I think next year they're going to move Garrick back to the wing. They got to do it, man. Brooks tried hard, man. I know he'd be disappointed that they got beat, but thought Luke Brooks tried really hard tonight. Ola Kawatu, very good for Manly. He was very good. And I thought Ben Chaboyevich and Nathan Brown also tried really hard. But player of the game, man, you got to give it to James Tedesco. You got to give it to James Tedesco. Also, man, honourable mention to Lachlan Croker. He got through a lot of work in the middle. And Connor Watson had a good game as well for the Roosters. A couple of honourable mentions there. But player of the game, man, you got to go Tedesco. You got to go Tedesco. Now, before we wrap things up here, shout out to River. I believe he's one of the biggest Cowboys fans that watches the channel. So, shout out to you, River. Hopefully, I can run into you at a game next year in Townsville, and we can do the Cowboys chant together and whatnot. So, shout out to River in the live chat, and shout out to Callan as well for just being a legend. But this is where the review's going to come to an end, guys. I'm going to wrap things up here. I literally got back from Sydney at 7:30 tonight, so I've been back for about a couple of hours now, and you might be able to tell, you might not be able to tell, but I'm bloody tired, man. I need some sleep. So thanks everyone for watching the review. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'll probably do another video tomorrow or live stream of some sort. Let you guys know. I'll have to work it all out, but thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe to the channel. Have a phenomenal Saturday night. Congratulations to the Sharks and Roosters on advancing to the preliminary final. And should be good next week, man. Prelim finals should be big. Should be crazy as well. But anyway, have a good night, guys. See you later.